Guys, trying really hard not to make Ava laugh. What are we recording right now? Well, it's the pilot episode. Dang it! Hey guys, what are we recording today? Finally, the pilot episode of my cartooning show, JamieCosley's Big Honkin' Drawing Show. I've been meaning to do this forever, and I keep putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. So, who am I? I'm JamieCosley. I'm a cartoonist. Perhaps you've seen some of my work in Star Wars Insider magazine. My comic, The Light Side, usually appears on page 10. I've also done work for WDW magazine and Highlights for Children magazine, and my own comic series with my son Tyler and my brother Steven, Blue Scar the Barbarian. Check that out. So, what are we going to be learning? Well, I'm going to start out doing very basic shapes to get you comfortable with learning circles and squares and triangles and how you can turn those shapes into cartoon characters. That tip-tapping you hear in the background, that's our sweet Ellie Mae. She's walking around. She's not really interested in what I'm doing. So, and today's episode is actually called Silly Faces. And I'm going to show you how to do some silly faces. I'm also going to teach you how to come up with some really cool names. A lot of times when I go to visit schools, well, I guess before COVID, and I would ask kids, and we're talking K through 5th, I'd say, what are some cool names? For some reason, everyone always said Billy Bob. So we're not going to be doing that. We're going to be coming up with some really cool names, how to start stories, and then hopefully, once we get more subscribers, you guys will tell me what you want to see. Do you want to learn how to draw hands? Do you want to learn how to draw anime? Do you want to learn how to draw Snoopy or Star Wars? Those are the kind of things we're going to discuss. So, in just a minute, we're going to go to the drawing board. What kind of paper to use? I typically go to Target and buy copy paper, but you can use notebook paper. You can even use, I got a friend that draws in old books. Ask your parents first. You can draw anywhere, but we're gonna have some fun. Let's do it. All right, so the first thing you're gonna do is take your sheet of paper, take your pen or your pencil, and I don't want you to try to be perfect. This is not about perfection. This is about having fun, and this is about learning shapes. So just load this paper up with circles and ovals and square circles, or I call them squircles. And maybe even bend them a little bit. Again, we're not wanting it to be perfect. Matter of fact, it's better if it's not, and I'll tell you why in just a little bit. All right, so we got a good number of circles and squircles and so on. So now what we're going to do, we're going to use very simple lines. Like I'm going to come up here and I'm going to do just two little dots. Two little dots, just like that. Easy peasy. Okay? And then over here, I'm going to do, I call these Garfield Eyes. Because it's two circles, but then we're going to put a line and fill that in like that. Now for this one's going to be real easy. We're going to do them real close together, and you're just going to do two lowercase u's. Lowercase u's, just like that. Okay? Let's move on. And remember, at any time, you can pause this video. If I'm going too fast, you can pause it, rewind it, whatever. All right, so then this one. All right, and this one. sometimes I like to put the pupil really, really close to this edge, and then I'll move that one out a little bit, okay? So this one here, we're gonna do, I call these the parentheses. You've probably seen these if you've looked at some Charlie Brown cartoons. Okay, so this little guy up here, I told you to use the lowercase u's, like he's got his eyes closed. And we're gonna do a big U upside down. So it looks like a little unhappy fish. And then we'll do a little triangle nose, like that. And then you can come up here and do some ears, and it's a grumpy cat. If you want to do some whiskers, like that. Okay, so I went ahead and I added a little mouth for this guy. And now I'm gonna go and do a silly nose. It almost looks like an upside down ghost. And if you turned it like this, do little eyes for a ghost. All right, so he's kind of silly, but he needs some big bushy eyebrows, just like this. Oh my goodness, I think I used to work with this guy. All right, now we're gonna come in here and give him another chin, and then a little line here. Looks like a hiney. Now we're gonna pop over to this guy, because he's super cute. And we're gonna give him a ridiculously big smile. You ready? So we're gonna start up here and go, whoa, we're bending the paper. He is super happy. All right. All right, now we're gonna focus on this little silly face. So let's come in here and we're gonna do an upside down 7. And then we're gonna do a great big line like that. And then this shape, so it looks like a tongue there. And then we'll come up here and give him some hair. Just like that. This little guy right here, I don't think I'm gonna give him a mouth. I'm gonna give him some feet though. Watch this. And maybe some hands up here. Like he's waving. He's like, hey, Jamie, you didn't give me a mouth. Is it mean to not give him a mouth? All right, we'll give him a mouth. Go like this. There he is. All right, and for this last face, we're gonna, since he kind of already looks a little bit like Linus, we're gonna put a nose there, and then down below, a little squiggly mouth, and then crazy Linus hair. Now I'm going to share with you one of my favorite techniques. I actually do this all the time when I'm illustrating picture books. Let's say we're looking at that cat there and I'm like, I want to make some changes. So you're just going to lay a sheet of paper on top of the drawing you've already done. Remember I said don't worry about it being perfect. It doesn't need to be perfect. See how you can see through there? Now let's go in and let's make some changes. Keep the mouth the same. We're going to keep the same basic shape. This time, we're going to open the eyes. And so here we have them side by side. And seriously, in some books, I will redraw certain scenes 2 dozen times until I get it perfect. So revising is all a part of the process. Don't try to be perfect right out of the gate. Try to learn and play with those shapes until you get the look that you want.
Stupid in its natural habitat.